Give it a second until we see some shiny, bright, fresh faces in here. Okay. Let's see.
You could see me and everything, right? Like, am I good?
Oh, yeah. You
Okay,
look good.
good.
You
Just
can
want to
hear
make.
me?
I can hear you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey guys, what's up? This is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In.
What's going on? I'm Ryan 1988. How are y'all doing?
And we are
Yeah.
here today as the Haddonfield High alumni to talk about our favorite found footage horror movies. This
Yes.
is a genre, a subgenre, I guess you would say, of films that were super popular in the mid to late 2000s. Not so much anymore. Some really good movies came out of this time period. Some really bad movies came out of this time period. But we're only here to talk about the good.
Yes.
So, first of all, I want to say hello, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. How are you?
Basement Blues. Hello, how you doing?
What's going on, Tony? Good seeing you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in.
What's up, Pentagramma?
How you doing, bud?
And Tony says found footage has always been a favorite of mine. Well, then you should like this.
Yes, I love found footage. Like, I love found footage. There's some great ones out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely
So,
love it.
without further ado, Justin, why don't you take it away? What's the first found footage horror movie that you would like to talk about?
Well, I know it's going to be, this is a popular one and people know about it, but this is the one that when I think found footage, it's not only my favorite one, but I have so many great memories with it. That's the Blair Witch Project. I mean,
Yes,
when we
sir.
talk, yes, when we talk found footage, I mean, this is, I think, the one that everybody thinks of the most. And I just, still today, what is it, 22 years later, almost 22 years later, whenever this came out.
Almost 20, 22.
Which is crazy to think. 1999, I remember renting this from Blockbuster on VHS. And as a kid, when I first saw this, I thought I was one of those kids that thought it was real. They marketed this thing so well where you were believed to think that something like this was real. And yeah, I still today, I love it. Absolutely. Hey, Charlie, I absolutely love this movie. So, one of my favorite memories with this, again, seeing it, renting it from Blockbuster. I think I watched it maybe 3 times that first time that we rented it. And then seeing it or meeting not all 3 of them, but meeting 2 of the cast members. I think it was 2015 at Days of the Dead in Chicago, and that was one of my favorite memories. One of my favorite, and I almost lost my phone, and could not find it for a good 10, 15 minutes. And my buddy Brian called my number, and the lead actress from this had my phone because I left it at her table. And she said, "Are you the one that lost your phone?" He's like, "Yes, I'm the one that lost the phone." So a lot of great memories with this. I'll always cherish this movie. And for me, this is just one of my best. And I just got this in today. And it's the Blair Witch 1 and 2 box set from overseas.
Yes, the one that Justin, Christian, everyone's been telling me I need to get.
I mean, well, huge shout out to Christian because he's the one that showed this off and talked about it. And I was like, I need to go get that.
Yeah.
So I found it on eBay. It's amazing. So
that's perfect timing for today, huh?
I know, right? I know. So very cool.
Yeah, you guys. Oh, go ahead.
What were your thoughts? I was going to ask.
Well, I was going to say, as you guys can see with the overlay at the bottom here, Blair Witch was going to be something that we're going to be talking about. Obviously, it is, I don't know, if not the found footage film you think of, it's definitely in the top 2, but I would say it's the found footage film you think of. For me, I was the same as you. Growing up, I thought it was real. And I remember thinking whether it was the marketing campaign, they did really well, whether it be online. I remember there were message boards and there were websites and everything, even with missing posters and whatnot, and that was crazy to me because then I watched it and I'm like, there is no way this is real. That is crazy. And yeah, it scared the crap out of me. I remember the first time I saw it, the part that scared me the most, believe it or not, was um, it was the part where they're in the tent and you just hear the giggle
Oh,
outside the tent, and they run. I think they run after that, don't they? Yeah, they get
yeah,
out and they run.
yeah.
Oh man, that scared the crap out of me. Real quick, crying. Yeah, it is a classic. Yeah, and then Tony says that's a good way to get extra attention from the actress by
I,
accidentally.
I literally no, I left my phone. I was like, and I was freaking out because I was like, I'm in Chicago. I have no numbers. I'm like, I'm clueless
How
to
you
where.
doing, Bill?
Hey, Bill. I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And it just so happened she had it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, hey, that's very lucky, and it's very cool too.
I know.
Um, and then, hey, Jill, how are you?
Well,
I decided to use my mic today for this live stream, Jill. So I hope you're a fan. Anyway, so but yeah, I mean, I loved it, and I remember it took me. I don't know exactly how long it took me until I realized that it wasn't real.
yeah,
But at the time, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. It was something that I believed was real. So the Blair Witch Project, easily, the most influential. I think one of the most well done um, uh, found footage horror movies, and I just really think it was ahead of its time. So I love the Blair Witch Project. And I actually almost bought that when I was at FYE today, but they didn't have the Blu-ray, and I was like, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to an old DVD. And I think I'm going to get that set because I have to check out Book of Shadows again anyway. Everybody keeps telling me.
yes, you need to watch that one, Nick.
Yeah.
You know what I forgot, and it's over in my DVD collection. I don't know if anybody remembers this at all, but Artisan, when they were around, when it came out on video, my buddy Resident Vania gave this to me, and I still love it today. It's a DVD box set of Blair Witch and Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2.
Yeah.
It has like a whole bunch of goodies in it. I'll have to like post an Instagram photo and show that off.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you,
awesome.
Joe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, Christian, I've heard you talk about this movie. Have you seen that, Justin?
I bought it I bought it a long time ago, and it's so bad. Sometimes you buy so many movies. I forgot I had it, so I might watch that tonight. I've heard it's really good, and I heard it's really scary, like creepy.
Yeah, that's what Christian said. He's definitely raved about that movie and told me I need to check it out. So it's definitely one that I want to check out because I'm a sucker for good found footage. I'm definitely a sucker for good found footage. So, if Christian says it's good, if you watch it and you like it, then yeah. Real quick too, guys. Bill, isn't that overlay? Yes, that is from the 2019 video game. I was actually, before I came on, in the process of talking to Christian and my buddy Phil, simultaneously trying to figure out this overlay thing. Phil grabbed one, threw it on there for me, and I was like, sweet. So, but yes, it is from the game. And then Christian says it's the most disturbing found footage flick he's ever seen.
I've heard it is. And it's somewhere over in my Scream Factory collection, but I will watch that this week and I will talk about it.
Heck yeah. Also, I want to say really quick to crying. I've already told Christian and I've already told Justin, but anybody that has been in the chat on these Mondays when we do these streams and have asked me to buy a certain movie. Well, I bought a certain movie today. Just want to show it really quick. That is Sleepaway Camp. I plan on watching that this evening. So everybody that's been on my case every Monday about Sleepaway Camp, I have purchased it. So
quick question for you. Have you ever, I don't know, you might have talked about this and I apologize, but have you ever seen it, Nick? Or is this going to be a first time?
This is a first time watch.
Wow. Okay. You're in for a treat.
My brother, I went to FYE with my brother and he was like, when I was looking at the case and whatnot, he was like, the twist, right? And I was like, no, and don't tell me.
Good,
I've even watched videos of you and Christian talking about it. And I've skipped on purpose. Cause I'm like, no, I want to go into a movie and not know what to expect. So we got some, let's see. Tony says, I'm older than you both. So when I saw this film, I knew it wasn't real, but I can imagine how scary it would be for younger people to think it was real. Yeah. When I first saw it, I was, Lord. I mean, I saw it I want to say in like '04, '03. So I was 10. How old were you when you first saw it?
I saw it in 90. Well, it would have been 99 when it came on VHS. Rented it from Blockbuster. I had to been either close to almost 11 or 11 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So then same age. Landon, I see you in the chat. I have not played the game, so I don't know. Jill as well says it's disturbing and creepy. My brother says it is as well.
Yeah. Pretty gruesome. Wow. Wow.
And then Jilly says Lake Mungo gets my vote. Terrifying to me.
I've heard of that one. That I will, because my sister just talked about that. I will have to check that one out. She really loved that one.
Sarah owns it, but hasn't seen it. Well, then maybe you and Justin can both watch it simultaneously tonight, and then you guys can talk about it.
We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, I know, Jill. People keep telling me to get it, so I was like, screw it. I grabbed it. I'm not gonna show everything else I got because I'm doing like a video this week. It's like a vlog. I'm doing 2 videos this week that are both kind of similar. One is me going to FYE and shopping at FYE. And then the other video is going to be a mail day haul. Once all of my mail stuff comes in, I've almost got all of it. I'm still waiting on 2 items. So those are going to be the videos this week. So I'll wait to show you guys that. Christian says you're in for a treat. Sleepaway Camp is pure magic from the era.
I agree. Pure magic. Yeah, I love it. It never gets old for me.
Yeah.
Never gets old.
Pentagramma, did you guys watch My Little Eye? I have not seen that.
I have not seen it. I will have to look that one up.
And Christian says Lake Mungo got into my bloodstream. It was so scary. See, now you guys are talking about these movies that I haven't seen.
Wow. See, I want to get scared. Like, I want a movie that's going to scare me. I think the last one that really freaked me out was The Dark and the Wicked. So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Crying. I wanted to shout you out specifically about Sleepaway Camp. But Jill, that's because unfortunately I'm not monetized yet. I meet all the criteria except the watch hours over the last 28 or 12 months, but I'm literally like right there. So give it a few more weeks and that won't be a problem. I appreciate you wanting to do that sincerely. That means a lot. I will be there very shortly, but that is totally fine. You don't have to send me a super chat. Just if you guys just want to chat, I always put these comments up. Justin and I love to talk to you guys.
Yes.
Also, Jilly, I don't know if you are familiar with Justin's channel, but if you are, if you aren't, I would check Justin out. She's great. I met her through Christian. She subscribed to me. She's really supportive. She's awesome. I've met a lot of super cool people through Christian. So I'm appreciative of that, brother, sincerely. So, but yeah, Justin and I do these every Monday, guys. So we're getting a little off the rails. I'm sorry. Bill did a mini review for a movie called Megan is Missing. Okay.
I've heard of this. I've heard it's quite disturbing. So.
It is very disturbing.
I've not seen it. So.
Yes, it is very disturbing. And it's not something that I think I would find myself watching many times. Knowing you as well, Justin, you would watch it and you'd probably say, wow, that was really effective. That was a good movie. But it's going to be a movie you probably wouldn't watch again. It's very disturbing. It really is. So I can tell you more about it when we're not on live. I mean, I guess I could just say for anybody that has seen it, it deals with sexual assault. Yeah. So it's not an easy thing to watch for sure. But it is super effective. It is super effective. So Doctor Who guy 343. What's up, man? Big fan of Halloween. Oh, me too. Look behind me.
Me a Halloween fan.
Yeah, that's me and Justin's. That's our cup of tea. That's our forte. So I don't want to spoil anything, but I may have something in the works. And by me, I mean someone that Christian and I may have something in the works for Halloween. You know, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And Jill is going to go check your channel out, Justin.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it.
And Tony says The Dark and the Wicked was a nice surprise. I haven't seen it.
It made my heart race the entire time. Like I had to stop it midway and take a break and then go back and watch it. So.
Oh no. I did try to watch that movie and we got about halfway through it. I remember that now. Yeah, I did try to watch The Dark and the Wicked and we got about halfway through it and Brooke was bored. So we turned it off. Yeah. So I actually
It,
haven't finished that yet.
I, for me, for me personally, I don't get scared easily with movies. That one terrified me
That's
though.
the one where the lady's cutting her fingers off in the kitchen,
Yes,
right? Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
As
Just wanted
the
to make
movie goes
sure.
on, it gets a little, it gets crazier as the movie goes on. So,
Yeah. Okay. And then real quick, Doctor Who guy. Yeah, I can't wait for Halloween Kills either.
no.
And we've got some big stuff in the works for that. Justin and I have talked about potentially reviewing that movie together.
Yes,
That would be super cool. Go in depth, talk about Halloween Kills. And
yeah.
Christian and I have talked about doing a Kills cast the night it comes out as well. So definitely got some cool stuff in the works for Halloween Kills. But I know Justin and I are super thrilled for it. So
I'm excited. I'm excited.
all right. So get this train back on the tracks. We love talking to all you guys. As you know, we do this every week with you. We love to talk to you guys. So keep it coming in the chat. But
please.
the next found footage movie that I want to talk about is one that I've talked about many times on the channel before. And it's just one that always comes to mind for me when I think about found footage. And that's As Above, So Below. And that movie, and I didn't grab any of the movies off my shelf, guys. My mom's in town. So if you could see my guest room right now, it's insane. There's stuff everywhere, so I can hardly walk through here. That's why the setup is a little bit different angled this week, but whatever. So I didn't grab the movies off the shelf, but you guys know how much I love As Above, So Below. I think that As Above, So Below was a movie that was definitely ahead of its time. And then let's see, Jilly. Yes, and that was what I was just about to say. The claustrophobic feel of As Above, So Below. I mean, it's the same way you get with a movie like The Descent, where in the sense of like crawling through these tunnels and these corridors and these caves, and it's dark and it's cold and it's you don't, there's no way back. So the only way is forward, and you don't know where you're going, and you're getting deeper and deeper into this cavern. I mean, it's crazy. So first and foremost, that was insane. The claustrophobic feel of it is fantastic. But I really think that As Above, So Below doesn't get enough credit for how well it builds the suspense and whatnot before it finally just kicks into high gear in the last 20 minutes of the movie. I mean, it really does build this suspense and doesn't work off of these jump scares and these cheap, schlocky type of, oh, what's that? What's that? Until the very end. And you just get, I mean, it's relentless when they're trying to get out of the catacombs. So I love As Above, So Below. Justin, yeah, we've talked about it before, but give me your thoughts.
I mean, I love it too. Now, I wish I would have seen this movie in theaters. I remember seeing the trailer, and I think I had seen some of the found footage movie before that. I can't remember, but I was like, okay, I'm kind of done. I needed a break pretty much. And the trailers did not look that appealing to me when I first saw them, but I remember renting it from work and loving it. And I wish I would have seen it in theaters. And I 100% agree with you. For me, it's like a huge nightmare because, like you said, as the movie keeps going, it just keeps getting more intense, more eerie, more claustrophobic. It's a huge nightmare of a movie. The imagery is creepy. There's some scary moments in it. They just did such an awesome job with As Above, So Below. So when I rented the movie, I was like, I got to buy this, and I'm glad I own it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite found footage movies. If you guys have not seen this, which we're getting some comments with people appreciating this movie, but if you guys have not seen this, definitely go out. I would say purchase it. Purchase it.
It is purchase worthy. Christian asks about a movie called Mr. Jones. I've never seen it.
I have never seen it.
Wow, Christian, you've got two Mr. Jones virgins right now. Neither one of us have seen it. I'm assuming it's found footage horror. Let me know what you think of it, man, because if you like it, I'll check it out. Bill says, as a person that is claustrophobic, As Above, So Below stresses me out. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's crazy, too, because when I was a kid, I think that I remember I was very claustrophobic. I don't really feel like I am now, but when I watch a movie like this, it all comes back to me. And I'm like, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like that's always deep rooted in you, that claustrophobia. I've gotten over it a little bit as I've gotten older, but yeah, that's something, man. Claustrophobia in this movie.
It's a scary thing too. I think that's what makes, like, with that film and with The Descent. I mean, that claustrophobia is scary in itself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doctor Who guy, the only found footage movie I've seen is the Blair Witch Project. Well, my friend, you
yeah,
have some
movies.
great ones to check out. So
Yeah.
stay in this stream.
Yes.
We're going to give you guys some of our favorites, give you some suggestions, and I want you to do your homework and go watch them and let me know what you think. Everybody that's in the stream right now, first of all, thank you for being here. If you could go ahead and drop a like on the stream, let us know you support watching us, our two ugly mugs, talking about horror movies. Okay. I'm just kidding, Justin. You're not ugly.
You're not either. We've got beautiful faces.
All right. And then, okay. So I want to pass this one over to you, Justin, because I felt like you were going to talk about this one. So Jilly asks about the taking of Deborah Logan.
And it's one of my favorites, and I can't believe I forgot to bring it through my collection. But talking about the taking of Deborah Logan, I just saw it for the first time last year. Bought the Blu-ray, and again, another movie. I don't get easily scared. That one freaked me out. That is one of the best found footage movies. And if you want twists and turns and surprises, that is a film that will do that. I remember, I think the original DVD came out and it went out of print quick. And I thought, I'm never going to be able to see this movie. Like, I didn't have streaming at the time. I don't even know if it's on streaming.
Yeah, it was on Netflix years ago. I remember that. I don't know if it still is, but it was.
But yeah, I absolutely love The Taking of Deborah Logan. And I might at some point maybe do like a top 10 or top 5 favorite found footage movies. And I'm not going to say where I rank it, but it is high up there for me.
It might find its way on that list, huh?
It's so good. And the actress who plays Deborah Logan, I mean, her development throughout that movie, towards the end of the film, it just seems like it's a different person on screen. She is so good in that movie. But yes, if you have not seen it, check that one out. Absolutely.
I saw it one time years ago. And I remember not being a big fan of it. My brother actually asked me about it earlier because he was like, "You're doing a found footage stream tonight, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he mentioned the taking of Deborah Logan. I was like, "Yeah, I only saw it once and I wasn't a huge fan." And I really wasn't, but I need to revisit it because a lot of people speak very highly of that movie. So
yeah. Jill, thank you for mentioning it, because if you had not mentioned it, I would have just completely forgot about it.
Christian says Mr. Jones is a cut above the rest. It's really good. So it looks like you and I have to do some homework, Justin.
I will have to look at that one. I also have one called Creep, which I have not seen, but I hear that is found footage. So I got to check that out too.
All right. Let's see. Thank you, everyone, talking about liking it. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Doctor Who guy. Welcome, Ben. Ben says The Conspiracy.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that.
I've not heard of this one. So
another one we have to check out.
Great ones. There are some great found footage movies.
Jilly mentions when her jaw unhinges.
Yes. Yeah, that creeped me out. I watched it in the middle of the night too. I was pitch black dark in this room, and yeah, creeped me out.
And let's see. Hey, Doug, how you doing?
Doug, he's still at work, but I'm watching for. Well, thank you, Doug.
It's enjoy us in your cubicle, man. We enjoy having you in here. Jilly, I'm all about that second watch. Yeah, I know. I need to be better about it sometimes. Sometimes I see a movie and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Book of Shadows is the #1 movie that everybody in this chat every week, Justin, Christian, you name it, they give me hell about it because I know I got to give it another watch. I know I do. And so I need to get better about being all about that second watch myself. You know,
real quick, my opinion about second watches is if there's something that you enjoyed or something that you liked about it, even if it was a small little thing, I always go back and watch them because I'm like, if there's something I liked about it, or something that just interested me about it the first time, I will go back and rewatch it.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, one of those movies I can think of right off the top of my head that made me do that was Jason X, just because I loved the sleeping bag kills in Jason X. It was just so funny to me. So I would go back and watch that movie when I was younger just because of that scene. So yeah, I need to be better about it. Jilly again on fire, mentioning Creep 1 and 2.
I gotta watch them. I own them. Gotta just watch them now.
I really enjoyed Creep. I really did. I haven't seen Creep 2, which is crazy because I believe they're both on Hulu or HBO Max, and I have Hulu and HBO Max, and I see them all the time when I'm scrolling, and I'm like, I need to check out Creep 2. I need to check out Creep 2. Have not watched it yet, but I do really enjoy the first one. I think you'll like it, Justin. I really do, and they're really briskly paced. They're like 70-minute movies, maybe a little over 70 minutes. They're not long, and they just, go like that. So you got to check it out. You really do.
I will have to watch that one. I'll watch both of them.
And Christian, Creep is amazing.
Sweet.
Pentagramma, The Visit. Yes. Okay. And that was another one I was going to mention. Pretty sure that's my... Anyway, that was another one I was going to mention. I actually made a joke about that when we were at lunch earlier today with my family about my grandma. Long story, but yeah, that movie was really cool. I did not expect that twist. I don't know if you've seen The Visit. Have you seen it, Justin?
I did. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, that twist was a really good twist. Did not see it coming, but yes, I really liked it. Yes. Yeah, some of the imagery in that movie is really creepy, with her running around at night in like adult diapers through the house, or I don't know. There was a lot about it that was really weird, but that movie, yes, Pentagramma, I really enjoyed that movie. That's an M. Night Shyamalan movie that I feel like doesn't set you up for a big twist and let you down. That is, he pays off. The twist pays off in that one, so I enjoyed that movie. Yes, I liked it.
Okay, well, this next comment from Doctor Who guy. Well, that's the next one that we should talk about. So, Justin, I'm sure you pulled Paranormal Activity.
I found this at online for $14. It's the whole collection, which,
my Lord,
$14. I actually plan to rewatch them all. It's been a long time, and rank them on my channel. I think it'd be fun to kind of go back and revisit these. As far as Paranormal Activity goes, so the first movie, that was actually a film. I liked it the first time. Didn't love it, so I went back and I watched it, and now I love that first movie. It's one that, again, if it's late at night, I'm by myself at home, it's pitch black, it creeps me out.
Yes, we did, Doug. Neither one of us have seen it, but we did mention it. I just wanted to let you know.
But yes, I will watch. I have that in my collection. I'm going to watch that soon. But Blair Witch 1, love it. And Blair Witch 2, I saw it in theaters, thought it was great. My favorite one is Blair Witch 3, though. I love the
Paranormal. Yeah, okay.
Paranormal Activity. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm on.
He loves Blair Witch 3.
Paranormal Activity 2, great movie. Paranormal Activity 1, love it. Paranormal Activity 3, love it. Absolutely love it.
I think 3 is my favorite as well. And when I was at FYE today, I saw a set of the first 3 on Blu-ray, and I almost bought it. Yeah. Didn't buy it because I want to buy that 8-film set that you have. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, Paranormal Activity, we're getting a lot of love in the chat for Paranormal Activity, and rightfully so. Yes. Because it is a very, very influential where Paranormal Activity was the Blair Witch of its day.
I agree.
And it reinvigorated the found footage genre. So, love or hate found footage, it was super important. And it was very influential. And I really enjoyed the first film. I found enjoyment in the second one as well. And then I loved the third film. The climax in the third film. I mean, can we talk about that for a second? How insane that is?
Insane. I saw it in theaters and I was like, mouth dropped. I was like, what?
Which makes it such a bummer that Paranormal Activity 4 was so blah. Like, I just, 4 was just, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan, but Jilly says Creep 2 has full frontal male nudity and is
Wow.
hilarious and shocking. You don't see that in a lot of mainstream horror
No,
movies. So,
no, you
hey,
do
there you
not.
go.
You do
That's
not.
interesting. Thomas,
Hello.
hello. Ardell Thanos. God, I am sorry, man. My phone is very far away from my face. You know what? Hello, how you doing, man? Yes, Landon, I see your comment. Blair Witch 2016 is technically Blair Witch 3, so Justin wouldn't be wrong.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, let's see.
The film that scared me more than any other to this day. Door slamming, standing. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's creepy if you think about it. That
Well,
stuff
here's the thing, guys. Everybody in the chat and Justin, let's talk about this for a second. Would you honestly, in that situation, do is her husband's name? Mika?
Mika.
Mika.
Yeah. Mika.
Why on earth, given everything you're experiencing, would you be challenging this thing? Like, screaming at it, basically show yourself like, if you know anything about whether you're spiritual or not, or you believe in that or not, but if you're experiencing that and you can't explain it, I think the last thing you'd want to do is piss it off.
Right.
He is just, he is from the Ouija board to the just outright challenging it. And running his mouth and, the whole movie, you feel so bad for Katie, because you're like, oh, this guy is an idiot. He's just making it worse. And, so.
No, that's the only thing about that movie. I mean, I love it, but Mika, man, like, I would not be challenging it. And if your wife or girlfriend, fiance, if she's terrified, you don't mess with it. You just don't. You don't do it.
Well, Doctor Who guy, the Unfriended movies. I enjoyed Unfriended. I really did. I thought that although that was coming out near the tail end of when found footage films were kind of peaking again, it was really good. It was really effective, in my opinion. I didn't so much care for Dark Web, the sequel, because they took it out of the supernatural realm and more into really just the dark web and the real, horrors and from the internet and the people you can meet from the internet. So, which is scary in and of itself. But the first movie, if you're into that paranormal found footage type movie, I really enjoyed it. What about you, Justin? Have you seen them?
So people say I don't dislike movies, that I love everything. And yeah, majority of the time, yes, I either appreciate, really like something or love it. I gotta watch it again because I've only seen Unfriended once. I did not care for it. And I'm sorry hopefully that doesn't make anybody mad who likes it. I was not crazy about it. So I need to watch it again and give that another chance. I did not see Dark Web. I was hearing people either say they liked it more than the first one or they liked it less than the first one. So I gotta watch Unfriended again. I will put that on my rewatch list. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. That was one of my least favorites.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan myself of Dark Web, but I do enjoy Unfriended. I need to rewatch it again because it has been a few years. So maybe I would enjoy it a little bit less, but I did enjoy it. And so give that one another watch, Justin.
I will give it another watch.
Ben, no, I have never even heard of the Japanese exclusive.
No, I have not. Not heard of that.
And he says that it's a sequel to Paranormal Activity 1.
Really? I'm gonna have to look this up.
That's crazy. Douglas says PA2 has one of the best jump scares of all time. The daytime scare in the kitchen. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, Mika. Yes, he is. He's an idiot.
Yes. I mean, real quick, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, good.
The moment in the movie where she says, please don't mess with the Ouija board. Like, don't bring it into the house. And what does he do? He messes with one.
Yeah.
Like, I would have put.
I mean, you should have just divorced him right there. Cut your losses.
I would have been like, you're gone, dude.
Yeah. How you doing, Antonis?
Hello.
Yes, we did just talk about Creep. I'm a big fan of it. Haven't seen the second one though. So
I haven't seen those, so I gotta watch it.
My brother with his dumb comment. I hate the gallows. We will not be talking about the gallows.
I can talk about it real quick and say that is a film that I saw it in theaters, loved it, don't like it now though. Like it's just one of those things. I think I had a great theater experience, but when you
Yeah.
watch it at home and replay value, it's like, ugh.
I saw it in
Oh.
theaters and walked out of the theater with my buddy Dave, and I turned to him and I said, "I think that might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen." Like I at the time, I was just so bored, like
Yeah.
so, and that was really the tail end of the found footage peak. You know, that was really when it was getting really long in the tooth, and you were like, okay, found footage is kind of dying now. And then found footage kind of went away mostly. There was still some, but
Yeah.
that movie was definitely like 10 years too late.
I mean, I think Doug and I saw this in theaters. I don't want to speak for Doug, but I loved it in theaters. But when I rewatched it, I could barely get through it. I was bored. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it was the experiencing in theaters and the speakers, but I don't own it anymore. Safe to say. So,
Well, thanks for stopping in, Tony. Yeah, hopefully you can make it next week. We appreciate you, man.
have a good night, Tony.
Doug, of course, the original found footage movie, Cannibal Holocaust.
I have not seen it. I don't know if I can stomach myself to see that one.
I haven't seen it either.
I'm
so sorry, Doug.
I don't know if I can watch it.
Oh, Charlie says, OMG, did Justin actually not like a movie?
Oh, yes, there's movies I do not see. Oh, there was 2 movies I said I didn't like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's I need to make a top 10 movies I don't like list.
Oh,
that might be good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard for you because I know you are very, very optimistic, very positive. You try to see the merit in everything.
Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes.
Yeah. Pentagramma says Paranormal Activity 3 is the best, 4 is the worst. I don't know if 4 is the worst because I haven't watched them in a while.
That's going to be a very interesting list when I rewatch them all. That will be a ranking and discussion video that I do. So
yes. Doctor Who guy. Well, that was the next one I was going to talk about. Cloverfield. So some people might say, well, this isn't a horror movie per se. It's more a monster movie. Look, it's a sci-fi monster, apocalyptic horror. It's all those. It has elements of all of them. Cloverfield is one of my favorite found footage films. It is, I will say, one of the ones that you watch, and it's definitely the shaky cam nowadays is very noticeable. You can really there are some times where you're like, oh, I'm getting a little nauseous. But I love Cloverfield, and I'm still waiting for a true sequel. I loved 10 Cloverfield Lane. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely loved that movie. But I'm still waiting on that true sequel to Cloverfield. Justin, I'm sure you pulled it. If you didn't pull it, I'm sure you want to talk about it. So,
well, yes, I did pull the set. Now, I love Cloverfield. For me, I think it's like a horror movie sci-fi film. What's your IG Instagram? It is Rhine, all lowercase, RHINE _1988.
See you crying. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you, crying. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in, bud. But Cloverfield, I think of it as a horror movie. It's a horror movie, sci-fi, found footage film. I love the first movie. Absolutely love it. And I remember when this came out, I was a senior in high school, and they were talking about it. The trailer had come out. Some, classmates had seen it. They felt they felt sick with it. There we go. I'm trying to get the right word out. But I remember them talking about it. I did not see it in theaters, but I remember getting the DVD when it came out and loving it. I still love it today. Every time I watch it, it doesn't get old for me. It doesn't lose its value. Absolutely love it. And 10 Cloverfield Lane was a great kind of sequel on its own type of movie. I thought that one was a great one. I have not seen Paradox yet. I got this for $5.99. Maybe that's another ranking and discussion I'll do at some point. But I'm looking forward to this new one. Like you said, I'm excited to see a sequel to the first film, because I absolutely love the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's crazy about Cloverfield is that it did so well and was so well received, but didn't get a true sequel. It's still
Yeah.
crazy to me to this day that still hasn't happened. But yeah, like you said, they are in development on one.
Yes.
So, I'm excited for that. I really, really am.
Me too.
Feels like sequels to infamous horror are probably never going to. Well, I mean, there are some that are in development, and we talked about
Mhm.
that are going to be made. Halloween Kills is coming. Paranormal
Yes.
Activity. It's one thing that we should mention while we're talking about found footage films is there is a new Paranormal Activity in the works. I believe if it's not filming already, it's got to be
I
soon.
think I think it's already filming. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think so too. Christopher Landon, I believe, is came back to write it, if I'm not mistaken.
Really
Yeah.
cool. I love
So,
Christopher. Yeah.
and then Jill followed you on Instagram.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it.
So, Justin,
I want to
give us another movie.
I'm gonna talk about. For me, I consider it found footage. Now, it's a different type of found footage movie, but it came out the same year as Paranormal Activity and did nothing. Like no one really saw it. It's still pretty underrated today. Again, it's a different type of found footage movie. It's not the shaky cam, but it's The Fourth Kind.
I knew it.
This again another movie that terrifies me, but I remember when I first saw this, it really affected me. I love the opening where Mila Jovovich comes out and she's herself introducing the movie and talking about how they took the real life footage, which of course it was all reenacted, but she made it so believable, and I love the opening with her coming out and talking about it, and the side by side footage of what's supposed to be real and what's supposed to be what is fake is so creepy. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember there was moments where like you would hear like voices kind of throughout it, especially towards the end. And it affected me. The idea of like aliens and abduction, that's some creepy stuff in my opinion. And yeah, I absolutely love this. And then the white owl in this movie,
Mhm.
they made an owl creepy in this film, and
Yes.
I love this movie.
Justin
Love
and
it.
I have talked many times about this movie. We both love this film. My brother said in the chat that it terrified him as a child. Yeah, I know it did. Ben Grimm
Terrifying.
says, "Love the fourth kind." That last part with the voice creeps me out. Oh yeah, you talking about the part where it's like, "I am God." Yeah,
That's it. That's the
Mhm.
voice that creeped me out.
Yep.
Yes, that creep. It's so
Jill,
underrated. So
I
underrated.
believe as well.
I believe. I believe. Yeah.
Uh, Doug says, "Has anyone seen the St. Francisville Experiment from the year 2000?" I have not.
I've not seen that, so I will check that one out. I will check
Okay.
that out.
Doctor Who says, "Okay, is delayed due to COVID and is going to be a Paramount Plus exclusive movie." Okay.
Nice, nice.
Okay. Sarah, while we're still talking about the fourth kind, yes, you've got to
Please
see
watch.
it. I know you watch all of our streams every week, and we love you for that. And you've heard us talk about it many times. And one of the things about that movie that is Justin and I have spoken about, he just mentioned, is that it takes an owl and makes it creepy. I mean, you're literally scared of an owl. It makes you scared of owls. Like, you can watch Harry Potter and you can see Hedwig and you can love owls. Oh, Hedwig, what a hero. And then you can watch The Fourth Kind and see owls. And you're like, I never want to see an owl again in my life because that means I'm about to get abducted. So,
What made it scary though was like the fact that this poor guy was like being watched by it the entire time. Like he's just describing this. You're seeing the owl, and like I just can't imagine you're laying in bed one night and there's an owl looking at you the entire time. I could not go back.
even if that wasn't followed by an alien, I think I would be very uncomfortable that an owl was just staring at me all night.
Oh, it'd creep me out. Yes.
Jill, yeah, and that's the thing too. So many people will hate on found footage, but you're absolutely right. If they're done well, they're some of the most effective because you're looking through someone else. You're living vicariously through them. You know, you're seeing their
Right.
POV, and that is in and of itself effective. And so, if you believe what they're going through, and it's in their and you believe they're terrified, you are then in turn terrified. So, yeah.
I agree. I mean, they could, if they make them well, there's some great found footage movies out there, and they could do it really well. And some of those found footage movies that we talked about, and some future ones, I mean, that we're going to talk about, they're some of the best. Some of the best. I love them.
And then my brother mentions, depending on how well The Conjuring 3 does, will dictate how good a streaming exclusive movie could be. Well, I'll say this. The Conjuring 3 was projected to open with 15 to 20 million. It opened at 24 million, so it exceeded expectations. Worldwide, international total stands at, after the first weekend, 57 million. So awesome. It's already made almost double its budget in its first weekend. So again, very, very healthy profit for this movie is on the horizon. And it just goes to show you, same thing with Godzilla versus Kong. You can do a streaming movie and put it in theaters and still have it be successful on both mediums. I'm cautiously optimistic about some of the things that Paramount is doing at Paramount Plus. It's making me want to get an account simply because that new Pet Cemetery. I'm really excited for that. Paranormal Activity, very excited for that. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Jill says that Sarah needs to watch The Fourth Kind. Absolutely.
Yes.
Antonis mentions TCM 74. Not technically speaking, but yes, I see exactly what you mean by that. So I see what you mean, but technically speaking, no.
But that's really good to think about. I mean, that's cool. It brings it up.
Ben wants to know, do you guys consider What We Do in the Shadows found footage?
I've not seen it. I have to watch that.
Oh my Lord. It's been so long since I've watched that movie. I want to say it's similar. It feels like it, but I don't know if it is like technically by definition. So I'd have to watch it again. I have not seen that movie since I was probably like 10 years old, and I'm going on 27 now. So that's a lot of years. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Let's just say that. And then Doctor Who guy wants to know, need to see a new movie. Well, like I said, some of these found footage movies we're talking about, I know you said that you've only really seen one or two of them. Some of these ones that Justin and I are talking about, and some of the suggestions we're getting in the chat are fantastic. You know, these are all movies that a lot of them are on streaming services. Because a lot of them are quite popular movies. And if they're on streaming services, you know, check them out. Because a lot of these movies really are good. I really enjoy a lot of these movies.
I do too.
Okay, so I'm going to pass this one over to you, Justin, because if you may have grabbed this movie. I don't know if you did, but if you haven't, I'm sure you've seen it.
Okay.
Bam.
Which one is it?
Grave Encounters.
I have not seen
Grave. No. Okay, guys, hold on. Hold the phone.
About this. I want to.
All right. So the Grave Encounters is another found footage film. Obviously, it is one of two. There are two films in the series. The first film, in my opinion, is incredibly effective. I remember I watched that. That was only like 3 years ago. One night by myself, and I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed it so much that the next night I was like, okay, let's watch the second one. Did not care for the second one whatsoever. But Grave Encounters has some really creepy imagery. It is, the setting is fantastic. The way it's lit, the way it's acted. I really, really enjoy Grave Encounters. And I think that, Justin, you've got to check that movie out.
I'll check that one out. And I've heard Yes, I will watch it. I'm gonna have to write some of this stuff down. I see. I'm learning from you guys some ones that I've never seen. So, but Grave Encounters, I've heard the first one's great, and like you said, I've heard the second one's terrible. So,
Yeah. Yeah. The
never,
second one is it ain't great.
yeah.
All right, Justin. So give me another found footage movie that,
Oh,
well, and then Jilly, Doctor Who guy, she recommends checking out Jacob's Wife.
I've never heard of this one. So,
I actually saw that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jill, but I saw that. Is that on a streaming service? Because I thought I saw that on a streaming service last night when I was scrolling. I have not watched it yet. And I don't even know what it's about. But let me know in the comments, Jill. But shoot, Justin.
okay, so I know this movie gets hate, and I know they changed the history of the real life event. But I didn't see it in theaters because I didn't think I was gonna like it. Wound up loving it, and that's Chernobyl Diaries.
Okay.
Again, I know they changed things and historic. They just changed events from the real life situation that happened, but I do love this movie. When I first saw it, it definitely surprised me. I was not expecting some of the things that happened. Um, every time I watch this, I feel like I need to watch it sometimes in the fall because I remember this had like a really cold atmosphere to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love this. I love it. Again, it's not well liked by a lot of people. I think it came out the same year as Cabin in the Woods and did not do well. But yeah, I remember loving this. It's been a while, but I've seen it at least 3 or 4 times, and I still love the movie. I know yeah, I'm glad you love it too, Sarah. It's not a well-liked movie, but I personally love it a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I have not seen it. So
Okay.
I cannot comment on it, but you like it. So it's definitely a movie I need to get to. By the way, Jill, I saw your comment about Barbara Crampton and other things. I will have to check. I will have to check that movie out, like I said. But yeah, do you know if it's on Hulu or Netflix or anything, Jill? I just let me know. Or Shudder. Yeah, let me know where it's at because I'd love to check that out.
When you mentioned Barbara Crampton, now I know what you're talking about. Now I know what she's talking about. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. So the next one I want to talk about is 2 movies. And Ben Grimm puts in a comment in the live chat. And I'm thankful that you did this because you were setting me up, Ben. Ben says VHS 2 has some of my favorite found footage shorts, especially the cult one. Yes, that was the next movie I wanted to talk about was VHS. I really enjoyed the first one. And I thought that there were some very effective shorts in that. Oh, my Lord, sorry. I preferred the second one to the first one. And I think the cult one is awesome. And I also think that the Alien short is awesome. I love VHS 2. I really enjoy VHS. And I absolutely loathe the third one, VHS Viral. I loathe that movie. So, Justin, VHS films, have you seen them?
I've seen 1 and 2. I've probably seen them once. I need to give them another watch. I didn't dislike them, but I didn't love them. And as far as the third one goes, I've heard it's terrible, so I'm not even going to bother with that one.
It's awful.
I remember there's some good moments throughout both VHS 1 and 2, so I need to give them another watch. I have the first one. I need to watch it again, and then I need to pick up the second one or watch it somewhere and check it out again.
Yeah.
So.
Doctor Who guy mentions Rob Zombie's Monsters. Yes, that was just officially announced today. We had been hearing the rumors, and Rob Zombie himself took to Instagram to officially announce it. Want to let you guys know that I was aware of that already, though, from some inside sources. I'm messing around, but I'm not. I did know that was coming, but it wasn't allowed to be talked about yet. Now it has been officially announced, so I'm very excited for that. Rob hasn't made, he made 3 from Hell, but in the recent years. He really hasn't done a ton of work. So I'm excited to see Rob come back and tackle such an iconic property too. I'm really, really stoked for that.
I am excited for that one. I remember hearing the rumors that he was going to do it, and I had a feeling it was going to happen because he is a big fan of that TV show, and I'm a big fan of it as well. But yeah, I think he said for 20 years he's been trying to do this, so that's pretty amazing that after 20 years Rob's going to be able to do it. I just hope he still has he doesn't go super dark with it and has that heart that the first one had, but does his own thing with it.
Well, knowing the property itself, they're not going to let Rob
I think he's a fan,
go too
so
crazy. Yeah. But that'll be interesting. I'm definitely excited for that. Yes, Jill, it is VHS Viral is hot trash. You're on a roll today, Jill. Keep it up.
I will stay away from that one, but I will watch 1 and 2 again.
Ben says the Alien one was great. Gave my friend nightmares. Yeah, that one was probably the most effective for me in that movie. Doug says the wraparound in VHS was creepy. The dead guy in the house. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean,
that was good.
Yeah. And then Antonis says I have not seen The Munsters, but I'm hyped Rob Zombie is making another horror movie. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I just want to see Rob Zombie make a movie. He's 56. He's still probably got, if he takes care of himself, 30 years or so. I want to see this guy keep pumping out movies. I really like Rob Zombie's. I like his movies. He's a very specific niche kind of director, and I enjoy him.
That might be a live chat. We talk about Rob Zombie films. That's something.
Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? You want to hear us talk about the Zombie Man, Zobrombi? Let me know.
Because that would be a great discussion. Because I'm a fan of Rob Zombie. I love his music and his movies. So
appreciate you, Jill. We both do. Keep it up.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you.
All right. So, Justin, give me another one.
All right. So, this is one of those lesser known ones that I loved right away. And every time I watch it, I still love it. If you guys have not seen it yet, please go check it out. It might not be like top 5 for me, but I definitely do love it. And that is Willow Creek. I remember this came out and I remember hearing mixed things about it. I loved it. It is about a couple who are they want to pretty much try to figure out if Bigfoot's real. And that's the idea with the movie. It's a found footage film. I remember buying this from Family Video when it went on sale. And I'm not going to lie, if I find the Blu-ray for a good price, I'd pick it up because I absolutely love this movie. And it's one of the lesser known found footage movies that people talk about. So I want to know if anybody has seen this, whether you like it or not, because not a lot of people talk about Willow Creek, but I find it to be very underrated. And I remember, again, we talk about tent scenes like the Blair Witch Project where they're all in the tent. There is a good 5 to 10 minute tent scene where they're both in there and a lot of things are going on outside. It is terrifying in my opinion, or just very creepy. Very creepy. Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jill. You're great.
The Willow Creek. Yes. Not a lot of people talk about that one.
See, here's the thing. You mentioned that. I've never seen that movie. But when you mention it, I immediately think of, because you mentioned Bigfoot and you mentioned Creek, and I think of a movie that my buddy used to have years and years ago. I can't remember if it's found footage or not. Everybody in the comments, let me know if you've seen this movie or you heard of it. The Legend of Boggy Creek. Have you seen that, Justin?
I have, and I like that one. Is it
found footage?
I don't know if it's found footage. Well, it's shot like a documentary, so I guess it would be found footage. But for its time, I guess it was like 1970s. It is a great one. I remember really enjoying that movie. Quite a bit.
Well, what do you think, Justin?
On the next stream, we should talk about. I am down for you. I'm down for talking Rob Zombie. So
Robert Zombie. All right. It sounds like everybody in the chat as well has not seen Willow Creek. So Justin, that's quite a deep cut you got there, my friend.
I'm going to revisit it myself this week because it's been a while. But guys, if it doesn't scare you, I think there's some great it's at least a great movie in my opinion. So I hope you guys like it. And if you don't, you can be like, Justin, what were you thinking? I'll be like, I know, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shame on you, Justin.
Shame on me. Shame on me.
Well, all right. So, found footage horror movies. Let's see. There is. I'm trying to remember. I had like one, and literally at the forefront of my brain, and it has escaped me. So Justin, go ahead and give me another one that you want to talk about, because I'm trying to remember which one. Maybe you'll even say it and I'll be like, oh, that's the one I want to talk about. Oh yeah, well, I remembered it, but go ahead and give me another one.
Well, there's three that I thought of and I did not pull them, and I'm like, why did I not pull these? Because these are three great ones. The first one, The Last Exorcism.
That's the one I was going to talk about.
That one, I love that movie. I love that.
Yeah, that movie is another found footage movie that I think has a super good twist. Really enjoyed the twist at the end of that movie. And I also, it's not as like memorable of a possession movie as a movie like, say, The Exorcist or The Exorcism of Emily Rose is, or anything like that. But I think that it's a super effective found footage movie with a really surprising twist, and I really enjoyed it. I did not care so much for the second one. I didn't hate it, but I think the first one was by far and away better. But yeah, that was the one I wanted to talk about that I just remembered was the Last Exorcism. Yep.
I almost forget. I mean, it came out 10 years ago, which is crazy to think that, because I remember buying it on Blu-ray or DVD for the first time. Love the first one. I love the fact that the actress in the movie, the barn scene, where I think it's been a long time since I've seen it, but she would twist her body and do like just craziness there. She did that. That was her doing that. And I was like, wow, like, yeah. So good. Now
talk about doing your own stunts.
I know. Now the sequel,
thank you for letting me know that, Doug. I might have to check that out. I haven't watched it in a while.
Thank you, Doug. But part two, I saw it in theaters. Again, that was one that when I liked it in theaters, rewatched it at home, and I was like, that sequel did not need to be made. That is a movie that did not need a sequel. So
yeah, especially not a sequel like that. Tried really hard to be way too similar to the first movie, and I hate when sequels do that. Please give me your own flair, some originality. I don't know. Don't make a sequel just to make a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had good intentions. I think the actress in the movie is great, the lead actress, but I saw it in theaters. I liked it in theaters. Didn't really care for the ending in theaters, and still don't really care for. I don't care for the movie now. I don't have that one anymore.
Okay, sorry. I had had a negative comment come in here from somebody that keeps creating fake accounts. I know who this person is. Keeps creating fake accounts to come into our streams and harass me. So I had to block that user really quick.
Don't bring hate, people. This is all about love and fun and happiness. So let's not.
So Jilly, it's all right. I've been used to this guy for years. He doesn't get under my skin. Okay. Jilly says, I got to mention Hell House LLC, another creepy found footage flick set on Halloween in a haunted attraction.
Oh, is that the? I don't know if I've seen that one. House October Built was a good one though.
Jilly, I don't think either one of us have seen Hell House LLC. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it. But
that House on October Built, that was pretty good. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like Sarah as well saying that Hell House LLC is great.
Now, see, you guys are awesome because now we're finding movies that we have to watch. So
yeah, and my brother says that he's seen all three Hell Houses and all are worth it. The last two lose some steam, but are great. Okay,
there's three of them. I've never. Yeah. That's crazy.
And then we've got Jill with some more, The Bay and The Sacrament. Two more. I really enjoyed The Bay.
I don't know if
I've not seen The Sacrament.
The Sacrament, I seen it once. I thought it was okay. I need to go back and watch it. I love Ty West as a director, so I need to go and watch it again. So
And Sarah, I see your comment that you just put in there. That was the next one I was going to mention, but real quick, I want to address this comment. Said, thank you very much, by the way. Is your first Halloween like my first video on your channel? Yeah. So my 2012 Halloween collection video that has like 50,000 views and just blew up out of nowhere, and I don't know why, from 2012, because it was crazy. But my channel actually always goes back all the way to 2009 when I was 14. Man, some of those videos I cannot watch. I won't take them down. I won't take down the kid me talking about the Halloween movies, but I appreciate that. I mean, it's the same thing for me to Justin. I got into YouTube because of people like Justin. And like he said many times before, way back in the day, Justin with the longer hair, Justin with the no facial hair,
I know.
with the gray hoodie, like that was his outfit. That was Justin. So yeah. I appreciate that. I really, really do. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out Justin's channel as well. He really, really has some great stuff.
I was speaking real quick. The other day I want to go back and watch it, but I came across one of your old videos that just kind of popped up somewhere, and I was like, wow, like it doesn't. I mean, it was a long time ago, but it doesn't seem that way. So
yeah, it's crazy. It makes you really think about your mortality, doesn't it? Wow, it feels like it was just yesterday, but it was 10 years ago. Oh man, life's flying by.
I saw a video of one of my first videos, and I had the long hair, blonde highlights. I was like, different times, different times.
Yep. I'm going to highlight Sarah's comment, but I just want to respond real quick to Jill. Yes, we're going to be checking out those movies. I want to ask you guys something right now in the chat. Sarah, I did not forget you. I see your comment. I promise. I'm getting to it next. I just want to ask you guys really quick. What do you think about doing a live commentary for a movie? Justin and I, not on a Monday, not our normal stream time. One day during the week, we watch a movie together. We watch the same movie at the same time. We press play at the same time. You guys, everybody in the chat, watch along if you want to, or just, be here for the conversation. But maybe we do one of those movies that you just mentioned, Jill. So everybody in the chat right now, sign off in this chat and let me know if that's something you'd be open to. Justin, would a live commentary be something you're open to?
I would love to do it. I've never done one, so that would be fun.
Neither have I. But when I was younger, and I'm sure you probably did this too, I would show people the Halloween movies and stuff. And I would be like explaining everything as I'm watching it. Like, oh, you know how they did this scene? You know how they did that scene? And everybody was always like, can you turn the commentary off, man? I don't need the commentary. So
I used to do that sometimes too.
Yeah. So, but okay. So Jill says yes. That would be fun.
There we go.
Charlie says yes. Landon says yes. See, here's the thing. Antonis says yes. Sarah, yes. Doctor Who guy, hell yes. All right. So it looks like Justin and I are going to be doing a live commentary. We'll have to get the movie. It's got to be one we haven't seen. But back to your comment, as I said, Sarah. Rec and Rec 2.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Justin, you go first.
I can reach it. So there we go. Rec 1 and 2. I was going to mention these, and I was like, why did I not pull these in the first place? Because these are two of my favorites. I love the first Rec. I think it's awesome. Very creepy. The second one I find even a little bit better than the first one. And I like the fact sometimes you don't want everything explained, but I like the fact that the second one went even further to develop the story and explain things. And I think it works so well. I absolutely love Rec 1 and 2. And I'm glad Sarah mentioned it. I love them so much. And it's weird that like after Rec 2, they did Rec 3. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I didn't like it, but I don't know if that went found footage or not, but I know the first two are, and I love the first two movies. So
I don't know. I do also really enjoy the first two movies. I haven't seen those movies in God knows how long.
Same,
Yeah,
same.
but I have not seen the third one. You said you saw it and you didn't like it.
I didn't like it when I first saw it, and there's four in there's a part 4 in there, and I haven't seen that one yet. So
Okay. I think Doug just said that Rec 3 is not found footage.
okay, thank you, because I couldn't remember it. I saw it once, and I was like, I'm not a big fan.
Oh, wait, what are you saying no to? Because now he's saying just kidding. Doug,
Doug,
you're confusing us.
Doug, don't do this, man. Do not do this.
Jill, Rec 1 and 2 are creepy and so good. Yes, they are.
I agree. I was creeped out with them the first time I saw them. I love the remake. I love the Quarantine. I thought that was a great.
I was just about to mention Quarantine. Yes.
I love that one. I love Quarantine. So that's a great one.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Antonis, what kind of camera is used for found footage movies? Well, I think a lot of the time there are a decent amount of found footage movies that use just like regular like film cameras, but a lot of the time you're going to get stuff like I don't know. You'll get handheld cameras. You'll get like in Blair Witch 2016 where they have the like head cameras almost. We've even had, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say we've even had cameras that were like cell phone cameras before. So it really is just it's anything really, anything that doesn't make it look too glossy. They'll use it. I mean,
yes. Me and Doug and my friend Brian, Doug's watching this, so he knows. And I have it on my YouTube channel. I have it linked as private, so I'll send it to you, Nick. But we did our own little Blair Witch Project spoof just for the fun of it. I live near woods, and so we went in the woods and we did our own little Blair Witch Project video. It was so silly, but it was so much fun. So
awesome. I'd love to see that.
I'll have to send it to you. So
Ronnie wants to know, what is your favorite Paranormal Activity movie and why?
Talk about these sequels, because it's been a while since I've seen them, but it would be interesting to know Paranormal Activity, what we think of them. What's your favorite?
Right off the top of my head, I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say Paranormal Activity 3. I know that's probably not the most popular opinion because most people would go with the original when you're talking about favorites in a franchise, and for good reason. I know why people normally pick the originals. But for me, I think Paranormal Activity 3 did everything the original did just as well, and then added some new elements like that whole ending. That whole ending was kind of pretty unexpected, I would say. You think things are okay, and they're not okay at all. So I would say that Paranormal Activity 3, for the sole purpose of it upping the ante while also doing exactly what the first movie did well, doing it just as well. I would say Paranormal Activity 3 for me. What about you, Justin?
I'm going to say Paranormal Activity 3 as well. I love it. It's actually quite creepy at times. And like you said, the ending, I remember seeing it in theaters and I was shocked by the ending. I thought, wow, it does not end on a happy note at all.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's a prequel. It ties really well into the first 2 movies, which is great. You honestly, if they decided not to do any more Paranormal Activity movies after 3, it would have been a great trilogy.
Perfect trilogy.
I love the first 3 movies are the best. I love them. Yeah. It takes place in 1988, the year I was born. So I was like, well, there's a cool setting.
And there you go.
There you go. And I loved it. I love it so much. And I love the 80s. And same thing. I love the 80s and the 80s tone and look of it and everything about it. So I'm all for Paranormal Activity 3. Yeah.
Jill loves it. Ronnie loves it. That's fantastic
I'm glad to see that. I'm glad there's some Paranormal Activity 3 love there.
Yep. And Sarah wants to know if either one of us have seen The Pyramid.
If I have, it's been a long time, and I remember it being okay. I need to go and watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not. I have not. Some of you guys are really taking me to task today on movies. I have
I
not.
need to
You guys
rewatch
are.
it. I
Yeah.
honestly don't remember it.
Justin and I really have some movies to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
God, that I didn't even think about that. That would be so fun to maybe once a month or every other week or something. We not just do not just Monday, but we also do a live a live commentary. I think that'd be
Yeah,
so fun.
I think that
Um,
would be great.
Guys, I don't know. I know you guys are all fans of it, the idea. So maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it for. I'll say we'll do it for you guys, but in reality, we're doing it for us, because I just love talking to Justin, and so
Same here. I love
and I love
talking
watching movies. So, but
and it
uh,
gives me any excuse to get snack food. So I'm
oh
like,
my gosh, yes. So yeah, heck yeah. I will create. I will create a poll on my channel tonight for live commentary and ideas. And whichever movie wins out in the poll is what we're going to watch. I will put, God, please don't assault me for butchering this, but the Poughkeepsie tapes, or I don't know. I can't remember how to pronounce it.
I can't even say it either.
Yeah, but
That thing that
yeah,
we know.
that will be in the poll. But whichever one wins out after, say, 24 hours or so, we're gonna do that. But yeah,
And
that would be awesome.
let me tell you guys this one thing too. If it's a scary movie, you guys are gonna want to see me get scared because when I'm watching movies and I get scared, it's like some of the best stuff. Doug has seen me get scared with certain things, and Doug's like, "Are you okay over there?" I'm like, "Yeah."
um, what's up, Corny? How you doing, bud?
What's up?
Thanks for popping in. Thank you very much. I am glad that Christian led you to my channel as well, because I love meeting new people, and I am super glad that I got you to meet Justin. That I love spreading the love. I just makes me happy.
The community is the best. I love just the community in general, and um,
I do not have a Facebook page for my channel. I don't even use my personal Facebook anymore. I only have Messenger, so my actual page is deactivated just because Facebook was a lot of drama and a lot of stuff that I didn't really want to see. So I kept Messenger, but I do have the Twitter is at the Lost River DR1. That is the Twitter for the page, and then obviously you follow my Instagram page. I have a personal Twitter as well, but I try not to lead people to that one because that is where I express my personal beliefs and everything like that. And there's a bunch of sports stuff and you name it, it's all on there. So, but the Twitter for the channel is at the Lost River DR1. And let's see, Ronnie says, do that. That might be cool and fun. Yeah. Yeah. We really do like, we really do like, the idea of doing a commentary.
I mean, we love doing this every Monday, so that would be fun to do. So.
Nah, Corny, you didn't miss the whole thing. Justin and I usually ramble for about 2 hours. So, we still got a little bit left in the tank. Like I said, my mom's in town, so she's able to keep my son occupied right now. So I don't have to worry about the bargains this Monday, which is fantastic. Let's see. So Justin.
Yes.
You got another one?
I am. I mean, I can't think of any more, to be quite honest. I mean,
really? Okay.
What about you? I mean, is there anything you can think of?
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think
we
of.
Talk about the later Paranormal Activity movies because I have opinions on those. So
yeah, I have opinions on those too.
Yeah, they went far crazy.
Yeah, they just lost. They lost the heart and soul that was there in the first three movies. Really, I felt like with each movie that came, it just was. I don't know. It lost itself. Really? No, Charlie. By the way, it can be any movie. I just meant live commentaries. So the reason I mentioned that found footage film is because Christian and Jill and a bunch of people, Sarah, were telling us to watch it. So we want to watch it. That'll be an option. But
Halloween, that's pretty cool.
I mean, any idea, any idea. And then let's see. Jill, you would make a great addition to the region free show that Piz and Christian are on. You know, I love that. I love that compliment. I love that. That's such a compliment. I really think Justin and I work off well together as well. Hey, that's something we got to bang the drum with Christian on. I already do the You Need a Horror podcast with him, so you know I don't want him to get overwhelmed with my ugly mug. But yeah, I would love to do. I love to collaborate. So
I'll tell you this. For a while, I didn't know how live chats were going to go, but I'm having so much fun doing this stuff. It's been a blast.
It's really cool to get, you know, immediate live interaction from your subs. Like,
I agree.
And because, guys, I cannot stress this enough. No matter the number of subscribers, unless you're like a channel like The Real Rejects that has like 800,000 or something like that. But no matter the number of subscribers I have, Christian has, Justin has, anybody has, I don't care about that. Okay. I come to this space just to be myself and to talk about things I'm passionate about. And if it means that people that frequent this website enjoy what I have to say and enjoy the same things as I do, I'm all about it. And if people want to be a part of it and, you know, work together on streams and ideas, and the community is fantastic. This is just like my number one hobby. And I'm super, super grateful to, you know, Christian for everything he's done for, you know, my development and for just wanting me, you know, to be a part of the You Need a Horror podcast. You know, he came to me and was like, hey man, like I really want you on this idea. And it was just, I don't know. It was really cool. I didn't see that coming. And it's the same thing with Justin, you know, 2 months ago when I asked him to do this, I didn't know he was going to be willing to do it. You know, I looked up to Justin for years. You know, his channel got me into YouTube. And, you know, the fact that he was so willing to do it, and not just so willing to do it, but to continue to do it, was just beyond me, because I consider myself, we're friends, but I also, you know, I'm a fan of his at the same time. You know, it's crazy. Like I've been a fan of Justin's for years. So it's crazy now that we are friends, and once a week I get to sit down and talk to him about things that we both love. I love this community. I love this space, guys. I really, really do. You know, I could die happy knowing that I've touched some people's lives. So
YouTube really is so much fun. I mean, I've been doing it for 12 years and it never gets old for me. I mean, I think there was a year where I didn't make as many videos, but especially during this past year and being at home, I've had so much fun, and I've always had fun. I think I'm having even more fun now. You know, and I'm thankful for you, Nick, for you know, just letting me be a part of this. And this is my Mondays. Like I look forward to this. I'm like, Monday happens, we're doing a live chat, and I absolutely love it. So thank you. And thank you to everybody who watches. Thank you to this community. There's so many people in this community I'm very, very thankful for. So
again, same thing with this troll. Sorry guys, he has come in here 3 separate times with 3 different accounts, and I have to get rid of them. Anyway, Antonis, but yes, I really appreciate that, Justin. I really do. The pleasure is all mine. Believe me, it is all mine.
And no trolls in here. Trolls, go away. Just
go away. You got something better to do than this, because we're here to talk to our friends about horror movies. But Antonis, it's fantastic. We both love the Child's Play movies.
We do. That would be fun to do one. Yeah. Let's say this place is full of love and happiness. So just anybody who's a hater, just go away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jill, ignore. I'll give you guys really quick the scoop on this guy, because I want everybody to understand the extent of this. I don't mean to, you know, I don't mean to like cut in the middle of the stream and talk to you guys about this, but this guy was somebody on the Halloween message board years ago that befriended me on Facebook, and I guess he didn't have a lot going on in his life because he would message me all the time. And, you know, I work full time. I've worked full time since I was like 15 or 16. So like, you know, I was busy. And he had this script fan film for Scream and he wanted me to read it. And I never got around to it. And he would keep bothering me and say, "Did you read it? Did you read it?" And I'd say, "No, man, like I haven't gotten around to it." And eventually just stopped opening the messages altogether because he was kind of harassing me about it. And he didn't like that. So it got to a point where this guy was creating fake accounts, acting like my siblings and family members and messaging them, sending them pictures of himself in very, not good pictures of himself, threatening, my child's life, a bunch of stuff. Yeah, he is insane. And there was actually a couple dudes from the message board that dealt with the same issues with him. And we actually all had like a group chat on Facebook because we were trying to figure out something to do to get rid of this guy. Because I mean, he was just, I mean it, like we didn't do anything to him except not indulge him as much as he wanted us to, because he would just harass you. He would push you and push you. And we ignored him and he didn't like it. And so he just had to go to these great lengths to be insufferable. So that's the story on that, guys. I knew that he had been in here with fake accounts and I try to block them every time they come in. It's insane. I don't read what he says anymore. I just block him immediately. He creates a fake account again. I block him again. It is what it is. And that's, I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if he thinks I'm cute or something. If so, thank you. I appreciate that. But I really don't. I really don't know what it is. So that's the backstory on that.
If somebody has that much time to make 3 accounts during just this one live chat, he's got a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. Ronnie asked, we talked about Grave Encounters. Justin needs to see them. I like the first one. I wasn't a fan of the second one. Antonis wants to know if we have seen The Conjuring 3 or Quiet Place Part 2 yet. No and no. But Justin has seen Conjuring, right?
I have. I loved Conjuring 3. I know it's getting mixed feelings right now, but I personally loved it. The scares aren't as strong as the first 2 movies, but as far as like entertainment value, I found it very entertaining. I love Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Perfect chemistry, and they still have it. So yeah, I absolutely love it. And I'm seeing Quiet Place Part 2 hopefully this week.
Yeah, The Conjuring 3, I have HBO Max. I could have watched it by now, but I want to see it in the theater because, I felt like that's a theater experience type movie, and I saw the first 2 in theaters. So I told myself, I'm not watching it at home. I'm going to watch it in the theater. I was going to go see it yesterday, and my mom had to switch up her flight and fly into Cleveland, Ohio, which is 3 hours away from me. So I had to drive to Cleveland and back yesterday, so I didn't have time to go to the theater yesterday. So we are going to see it Wednesday night. So I will see that Wednesday night. And I'm very excited. Very, very excited about it.
It's a great theater experience. I will say, see it in theaters because it's the best way to see the movie. Sarah's
going to F this troll up.
Thank you, Sarah.
Corny. Yeah, that's pretty much the only. Yeah, wow. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And then Jill, he sounds obsessed to keep, making pages to harass you. Yeah, I know. It's creepy. And then Charlie says, sounds like the plot of a horror movie. Jill says, OMG, yes. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are everything.
Yes, they are.
I think that they have, this is just my opinion, but they're one of the best on-screen couples I've ever seen.
They're probably my favorite on-screen couple. I mean, when I think of on-screen couples, I think of Patrick and Vera, and they're 3 movies in, and you can tell that they still love it. They still love working together, and they have a true friendship outside of these movies. And I mean, even watching interviews with them when they do interviews together and talk about these movies, I mean, it's awesome. So if anything, if you're not too crazy about the movie, I think anybody can agree that the chemistry is just still there and it's still perfect.
Cornelius, Quiet Place 2 really surprised me in a good way. Yeah, that's one of the rare movies that I've seen reviews for where a lot of people say it's better than the first one.
I've heard that too.
So I'm definitely excited to see that because I saw that movie in theaters and I loved it. I loved the first one.
Yeah, I love it too. I need to rewatch it and then go see part two.
Ronnie says, yeah, did the same thing for Godzilla versus Kong, learning that for me, waiting for the theater experience. Yeah, the theater experience is so important, guys. I mean, we're horror fans. So, like, you as a horror fan, you watching right now, you can remember, I'm sure, some experiences in the theater that just scared the crap out of you. And you think about them and you go, would I have been as scared at home with all the lights on, surrounded by my family or my friends or something? Probably not. But when you go to a theater with surround sound, it's dark and the image is 100 times your size. Yeah, it can get pretty intense. So the theater experience is just so important. I mean, it really is important, and there's nothing like it. And I just think that everybody is the talk is a little premature about, you know, the theater experience and physical media and whatnot dying and everything going to streaming. It's just not going to happen. I mean, look at the theater right now. A Quiet Place 2 killed it last weekend. Then this weekend, A Quiet Place 2 and The Conjuring 3 killed it at the box office. Like, theaters aren't dead. People were just waiting for all of this stuff to ease up and feel safe to go to the movies again. And now that they feel that way, there you go. But I implore all of you guys, if you can, go to the theater, because there is nothing like it, especially a movie like what's it called? A Quiet Place, that solely focuses on sound design. You need to see that with surround sound. Like, and I'm sure you can attest to that, Corny, because you've seen part 2. I have not seen it. Justin has not seen it, but I'm sure the theater experience for that movie it's just insane. So yeah, and I know you love it. Justin, the theater experience.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Those are, it's insane. Real quick, his comment, Doctor Who, the especially the opening. The opening was very eerie. I loved it. I know James Wan didn't direct it, but I feel that the director James wrote it, he produced it, different director, but like it flows nicely with the other movies. I just love it.
I've also heard, and I want to ask you really quick, Justin. I know Christian and Lee weren't big fans of it. I may or may not be talking to them this week, and I may or may not quiz them on that, and because I hope I enjoy it, and if I do, then I want to know what is it that you guys didn't like. But no spoilers of the plans in the works. But I mean, I heard that the opening sequence is insane. Like, I've read that the beginning of the movie is like really freaky.
Yeah, it was insane. I was creeped out. Like, it was insane. It was creepy. It was eerie. I love the opening.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Nothing beats a theater experience. With this pandemic, of course, I made my own little home theater, not a home theater experience, but I tried the best I could. But there's nothing like going to the movies and seeing a movie, and a lot of the movies that you see, especially if you love them after you see them in theaters, those memories stick with you. And I have so many memories watching movies in theaters. And like you mentioned just not too long ago, seeing the results of A Quiet Place Part 2 and Conjuring 3, people still want to go to the movies. And
nothing beats it.
Nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. But yeah, Conjuring 3, you what?
No, go finish your thought.
Conjuring 3 opening, though, insane. It's insane.
Good. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about their heritage and the fact that they're Canadian and they live in Canada. Charlie, Sarah, and Jill are all 3 Canadian. So that is awesome. I love your guys' country. I've never been there, but I've always wanted to go. So, maybe one time I'll head up there and we can all get a beer or something. Canada, I think Canada's amazing. And I've never even been. So I'm jealous that you guys get to live there, because I know it's beautiful. We'll come up there. We'll all hang out. Okay. We'll get the crew together. I'm not entirely kidding. If I ever found my way up there, I would want to, see some people that I do, somewhat know. But And then as far as the troll came back in, yeah, ignore him. Ignore him, Sarah and Jill. If he's saying stuff to you guys, every time I see it, I block it. So just ignore him. Okay. Doctor Who guy. Do a Conjuring universe ranking. Justin, have you done one of these? Did you just do one?
I have not yet. That is in the works. There's a couple.
You did Saw. You did Saw. And the one I watched the other day was Saw. Yes.
And
you ranked Spiral number 4?
I did. I ranked it number 4. And I was a little controversial too, because I was like, the first Saw, if you haven't seen it yet, it's tiny spoiler, but I ranked the first Saw at number 3. So Saw 3 is my favorite.
Yeah.
Saw 2 is my second favorite. And then it's Saw, but yeah, Spiral I ranked number 4. I really enjoyed Spiral.
Yeah. Spiral was fun. It really was. So Jill, Charlie, and Sarah. Oh, I guess we got to go to Canada for Halloween Ends.
Oh, very nice.
No promises, but I will find my way up there. I promise you. I will.
I have a Conjuring universe ranking in the works. There's a few of them that I'd like to rewatch for just memory purposes, but yeah, I have that in the works.
All right. So this is the portion of the show, guys, where we have talked about all the found footage horror films that we wanted to talk about. We talked about all ones we liked. You guys contributed in there as well about, ones that we have not seen, and we both feel ashamed for that we haven't seen so many. But this is the part of the show where we're going to open it up. So I want to open this up, and I want you guys to talk. I want you guys to ask us questions. I think Justin and I, based off of the comment that we got from Doctor Who guy, and everybody's feedback was good about next week being about Rob Zombie. I think we're going to talk about Rob Zombie next week. But let's open this up in the chat. Give us some questions. Give us some comments. Let's have a freaking discussion here. Antonis, I see your comment. I don't want to put it up because if people haven't seen it, it's not really a spoiler, but it is a trap that I don't know. I want to keep it. I want people that if they haven't seen Spiral to not know anything going into it. But yes, I do love that trap in Spiral as well. I love that trap.
We might have to talk after we're done about what trap you're talking about, because I would like to talk.
Right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good trap.
So Jill says Rob Zombie and a live movie commentary. Yes. I'm going to post that poll, and we are going to get our answer for what our live commentary will be. Well, you know what, Antonis, everybody in the chat can see it anyway. So Antonis was talking about the finger trap. We're just going to talk about it. Just the
fingers.
Trap.
That's it. That's all we're going to do. Is finger trap.
There is a finger trap in Spiral. It's pretty gnarly. So
it is.
All right, we got a question, Justin. You're going to go first. Your favorite decade for horror.
This is easy for me.
Oh, I know.
Though I will say, there's another decade that I absolutely love. My favorite decade for horror movies is 80s. I mean, because we had a lot of slashers from the 80s, a lot of great ones, a lot of classics. I love them. You got plenty of sequels that came out, some were better than others, but there was a lot of charm there with them.
Yeah.
You had the birth of Chucky. So that's great. Yeah, 80s for me. I was born in 88. I'm more of a 90s kid, but I have a lot of 80s heart in me. So I have a lot of heart for that decade. But then I would say my second one would be 70s. I love 70s horror movies. I love that decade. So.
Funny thing, Justin, is my answer is exactly the same. I have before thought for a second, maybe do I like the 70s more? Because technically, not a lot of people know this, but The Fog technically is a 79 movie. It just didn't come out until 1980. So it was filmed a year before it came out. So when I look at the 70s, I look at movies like Halloween, Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Fog, borderline The Fog. And I love those movies. But it's the 80s for me first, and then the 70s. And like you said, the 80s birthed It didn't birth Michael Myers, but it really shot Michael Myers into the mainstream.
Yes.
It birthed Freddy, it birthed Jason, it birthed Chucky, it birthed
Yes.
Pinhead. I
Yes.
mean, it's the 80s. It's the 80s all the way. So yeah. So Doctor Who guy's name is Jeffrey. All right. Well, I will call you Jeffrey from here on out.
Oh, Jeffrey. Well, thank you. And
Jill
thank you for
says
coming all the
80s all the
way.
way. All right.
I could probably have a top week. That would be a fun topic video. Talk about 80s horror movies. That would be a fun little chat.
Oh, yeah.
One.
Antonis, what horror franchise do you guys think has the most brutal deaths?
You go first.
I mean, you would say Friday the 13th, but the MPAA really did neuter some of those movies. So, but for me, I'm going to say Friday the 13th, but I will say this. By the time Halloween Ends comes out, Halloween might rival it, because everything I've heard about Halloween Kills, straight from some people that have seen it, it has the highest body count. It is incredibly brutal. And Halloween Ends is expected to be the same way. So after Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, you're going to have a high body count and some gnarly kills. So by the time that movie comes out, we might be talking Halloween as the most brutal. But if we're talking about like the big three-ish, it's Friday the 13th. But overall, it's Saw. It's Saw has the most brutal deaths, I think, of any horror franchise. But you go, Justin.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you. I think Friday the 13th, if we're talking especially the 80s, like there's a lot of brutal kills in those movies. Out of the top three, yes, by far. But I'm going to go with you and say Saw as well, because that was actually a franchise I had not watched in a long time. And so before I wanted to see Spiral, I wanted to rewatch them. And then I knew eventually I was going to do a ranking. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I have no idea. But like I watched those Saw movies and there was a few of them where I was like, oof. I was like, like my reaction, you would have laughed. I think I'm telling you, put a scary movie on that actually freaks me out and you guys would get laughs.
You guys got something to look forward to for these commentaries.
But yeah, I would say Saw. I'm with you on that. Like I think Saw has definitely the most brutal kills. And then I would say Friday the 13th would be the next one.
Yeah. All right. So Jill asks, yes, Mother, do you need something?
Dinner, 7:15.
Okay. What do you want to do for dinner, Mom?
I'm thinking.
What's movie?
Mike's.
Okay. We're about to wrap up in a minute, so give me just a few.
I have to feed the baby.
Mother, thank you. Okay. Sorry. My mother wants to know what we're eating for dinner. So, Jill, worst movie from the big three franchises. This one's easy for me, but Justin, you go ahead first.
Ooh, okay. Since Halloween's it's your favorite franchise, it's my favorite franchise too. I'm gonna say the worst one is Halloween Resurrection, but I'm telling y'all right now that I don't hate it. I can enjoy it. I have a soft spot for it. It's like that. I describe it like this. Halloween Resurrection is like the candy corn of that franchise, where you can only watch it, at least for me, during the month of October. But I enjoy it. I have fun with it. That's my least favorite of that franchise. Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely Freddy's Dead, and that is not one that I like at all. So Freddy's Dead, again, I try to go in and enjoy and kind of embrace all movies, but Freddy's Dead, I don't like that one just because I really felt like Freddy lost anything scary and dark about him, and it was just comedy. The ending was sloppy. The ending was rushed. I mean, I don't like that. And then Friday the 13th, I'm going to say Jason X right now. But again, like with Halloween Resurrection, I enjoy it. Like I can sit down and have a good time and watch it. I know it's not great, but I have a blast with it.
Yeah.
The only one out of those three that I don't enjoy is Freddy's Dead. So.
Yeah. So if the question is worst, like out of all three, Justin is gone. Oh no. What is happening? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, there he is. Hello, Justin.
I know I moved my camera for a second. That's what happens. Okay. Sorry about
You're
that,
good.
everybody.
All
Is
right,
my video
so
on? How does video work on this thing?
yeah, no, I think you're on. Yeah. Hold on.
There we go. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
All right, you're good. So, for me, it is Freddy's Dead is the worst, I think, out of all three of the worst of the big three. If I'm doing what Justin did and I'm going, okay, worst in each one, it's Freddy's Dead, it's Halloween Resurrection, and it's Jason X. But this might surprise some people. I am very close to putting the Friday the 13th remake above Jason X as my least favorite Friday movie. And I know that's not a popular opinion, but the dialogue is so bad in that movie. The characters are so unlikable. It's the opening is so interesting, and then it's just completely abandoned and it's over. I really could do it. I will say the Friday the 13th remake has one of my favorite kills in the series of catching the sleeping bag on fire. I love that kill. But for me, that movie, I loathe that movie. I just do not like that movie. But as of right now, Jason X would be the worst in that series for me.
And by the way, guys, we don't script this stuff. We just have kind of the same taste.
Yeah. And then Charlie has a comment for you, Justin.
I just watched Just Before Dawn based on your recommendation. I liked it. I'm glad you liked it. That's awesome. I love when I can recommend movies and people enjoy them. That always puts a smile on my face. I also watched The Sleeper, but couldn't get past the first 10 minutes because the acting was so bad. See, I love The Sleeper. I personally think it's great. Is the acting the best? No, but I love it. I have just the best memories with that movie, seeing it for the first time. And then if you go way back on my YouTube channel, I interviewed the director, and Justin Russell, who is he was one of the sweetest guys to talk to. I have an autograph. He sent me like a prop from the movie. It's a signed flyer that's in the movie hanging up across the room. I love it. I remember when it came out and I saw it. I loved it. I still love it today. The director doesn't do anything else after. He hasn't done anything since The Sleeper, which was going on almost 10 years now. And I'm not going to get too much into it, but I talked to somebody who knows the director or contacted him. And he's talked to this director, Justin Russell, about doing something else. And I think with The Sleeper and when it came out, it kind of affected him a little bit. So I'm not going to go too much into it, but I do love The Sleeper. I love it. And I can accept, the acting's not great in the movie, but for me, it's about just kind of seeing some of the stuff throughout the film and noticing a lot of homages that I just absolutely love. I love it.
We got another question. Joe wants to know the movie you never want to see remade, Jaws or The Exorcist? For me, it's The Exorcist.
For me, it's Jaws.
I will say though, yes, those are both ones
That's a tough one now, because those are you don't touch them.
But yeah, Jaws, but the reason I say The Exorcist is because I think you can make a good shark movie nowadays. So if they were going to remake Jaws, would I want them to do it? No. But if they did it with care, I could accept it. The Exorcist for me is just, I don't know, personal because it was the first horror movie I ever saw. So, but either one, don't touch it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I would not want The Exorcist touched either. I mean, that's a great movie.
What's a horror movie you can live without watching again? Oh, baby.
Ooh.
Freddy's Dead.
Maybe Freddy's Dead. I'm trying to think because this is interesting.
And Seed of Chucky's up there too.
I'm gonna say, well, if I'm watching a franchise again, sometimes even the bad ones, I like to go and just, even though I know I'm gonna not like them, I'll go back and watch them. Um, what's a bad horror movie for me? I mean, oh gosh, something that, uh, maybe I'll say Freddy's Dead for right now, but I know I'm lying to myself because I know I would go back and watch it with the franchise. Oh, okay, Leprechaun Origins. There we go. That's just a random one. I saw it once and I said never again. So
Never again.
never again.
Let's see. Okay, so Sarah said that that guy was the troll was trolling her, so she had to leave for a few minutes. Welcome back.
I'm sorry, Sarah.
We're in the Q&A portion. Let's see.
Fantasy Island. I did not like Fantasy Island from last year.
I haven't seen that.
Ugh.
Bonnie wants to know, have you seen the VHS movie? Yeah, we talked about VHS earlier. I'm a big fan of the first two. I hate the third one. Justin has seen the first two, but only once, so he needs to revisit them.
I need to watch 1 and 2. I will never bother with the third one, though. I've heard it's bad.
It's very bad. You don't like to say that you hate a movie. You would hate it. I mean, there's no redeeming qualities about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we talked about a movie that I hated recently, and I can't remember what it was. There was a movie I hated recently, and I'm like, I would never see that again.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was too. I'd have to go back.
We talked about it. I remember we talked about it.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Are you guys going to participate in the poll on the channel to decide what movie Justin and I are going to do a live commentary to? Because I'm going to be posting that in the community tab as soon as we're done here. And then I will be doing and then I will be my Lord, sorry. My brain's all over the place. And then we will be back next Monday with Rob Zombie, all of Rob Zombie's movies. We're going to talk about those. We're gonna rank them, and yeah. So, but if you guys will vote in the poll for the movie that you guys want us to see, I'll give you a couple options. You pick it. We'll watch it together. Justin and I will get some snacks, and we'll have a great time. But one thing that is for certain, Justin, you have to have Skittles.
Yes, that's a staple. I was like, okay. I gotta get them. I have to have them. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Staple. Berry Skittle, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, but original, I do love.
I was gonna say, yeah. What's your favorite? Charlie asks, "Are you gonna do an updated Halloween collection video?" Well, so here's the thing. I did an updated Halloween collection video 3 months ago, but I have some Halloween items that have come in and that are still coming in this week. And that will be one of the second videos this week is a horror mail day. But the mail day is all Halloween stuff. And I will just say really quick. Oh, no, there's one that's not Halloween. Maybe there's two. No, there's two that's not Halloween. But I will just give you guys a sneak peek at one of the beauties that I've wanted for about a decade that showed up this week. It's going to be a real quick peek. You ready? If you know what that is, you know what that is. If you don't know what that is, wait for the video this week. But yes, Charlie, I will be doing a mail day, which is an updated, just new Halloween movies I've gotten. Justin just dropped a Saw franchise ranking. So head over to his channel and check that out, guys. It's a very interesting ranking. It's pretty similar to mine too, honestly. Also, Justin just dropped earlier this afternoon 6 summer slashers to watch this summer. And that is also a very good list. So make sure you check those out.
I plan to. You and Christian have inspired me to show off some rare Halloween stuff. So, because I got some stuff in
yes, you do.
Yes, that I want to show off. So I'm going to do that video at some point. And I was going to say real quick, I think I don't think our Halloween collections will never stop. I think we're always going to find something that we're going to try to own in our collection.
Yep.
One last question.
One horror movie from the 70s, one from the 80s, and one from the 90s. What would they be if you could only pick one from each decade? Halloween from the 70s. This is going to be super surprising to a lot of people. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to stick with my gut. Child's Play from the 80s. Although I want to say Nightmare. I'll go with Night. Okay, so Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and from the 90s, Scream. What about you, Justin?
Okay, so Halloween, definitely, because it's my favorite movie of all time. 80s, I'm going to change it up a little bit because I almost picked Nightmare on Elm Street, but I was like, I have to pull Fright Night.
Fright Night, yes.
That's my top 5 favorite movies of all time is Fright Night's in there. And then 90s, I'm going to pick Leprechaun 4 in Space. I'm just kidding. I'm going to pick Scream. Obviously, I think Scream, I would be very sad if I never saw Scream again. I would be heartbroken. So, but yeah, I'm changing it up a little bit. Fright Night.
It is Rhine 1988. RHINE 1988.
And thank you. Thank you, Jill.
Ronnie Cujo. That is an interesting idea for a live for the stream.
I like it.
I have not seen that movie in years.
I really enjoy that one. It's grown on me quite a bit.
Nick, my same 3 picks. Hey, as Justin says all the time, Jill, great minds think alike. Awesome minds think alike.
That's true. Yes. I almost picked Nightmare on Elm Street, and then I had to backtrack that a little bit and say, wait a minute, Fright Night. I got to pick Fright Night.
Look at Sarah's list. That's interesting.
Ooh, I love it.
Reanimator and Event Horizon.
Reanimator's great. I love it, and I love Event Horizon.
Good list, Sarah. That's some underrated. It was funny thing you mentioned Reanimator really quick. When we were at FYE, my brother was with me, and because I told you guys I've got a zoo at my house right now because my family is staying at my house this week, and he wanted to get Reanimator, and I was like, "You're not going to be able to find Reanimator here," and he couldn't find it. So that was one that we were looking for. Jill says, "LOL, Justin, Lep in Space." Yes. The fact that Justin said that so like just nonchalant and casual, like right off the tongue, like, and Leprechaun 4, like, yes. Antonis, if you guys had to direct a horror movie, which one would it be? I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about a property that already exists. As much as I love Halloween, and I do, it's my favorite. I will tell you this: if I could direct one, it's going to be a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Ooh. I'm not. We talked about this last week. I wrote 2 Nightmare on Elm Street scripts, so I would say Nightmare on Elm Street, definitely.
I think what you can do with the ideas with playing with the dream world, and just the dream world in and of itself opens up such a playground for you to just play in and explore. So I would love to do a Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that would be fantastic.
I mean, my idea for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie would be to bring Alice back. We've talked about it before. Alice, for me, she's up there with Nancy. I love Alice. Mm-hmm. And what I loved about the later 80s Nightmare on Elm Street movies is you had like Dream Warrior, Dream Master, Dream Child. Like, I love all those fun titles. So like the scripts that I have written, one was Freddy Awakens. It was the rebirth of Freddy. And then the last one was Dream Slayer. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm going with you too. I would want to direct a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
We both want to direct a Nightmare on Elm Street. I guess the next question would be, Justin, would you go for a new person, or would you try to bring Robert back?
Bring Robert back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? And you'll agree with me. I really enjoy Jackie Earle Haley in the remake. But I mean, you got to go Robert. I mean,
it's Robert's role,
if I would also, and this might surprise people, I don't know, like if I was given another horror movie to make, I would say I would love to dive into Hellraiser.
Oh yeah.
and go back to the basics of at least the first two movies, the first one at least. I would love to make a Hellraiser movie.
Yeah, real quick, guys, I want to mention I posted it in my community page, and I retweeted it on Twitter as well. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen it already. But yesterday, Evil Dead Rise officially started filming. So that is really exciting because we don't have to worry about this movie never materializing. It is coming because it is currently filming. So that's awesome. But yeah, I am really, really excited to dive into some Robert Zombie next week. I'm really excited about that.
Me too.
Actually,
too.
Robert Cummings is his name, his real name. So, but Mr. Rob Zombie, Mr. White Zombie, we're gonna dive into it next week. We're gonna get the nitty and the gritty, and that's the same thing. So I don't know why I said it like that. But I'm excited because I'm a fan of his. There are a few movies of his that I don't really care that much for. I would say two. Really just one because El Super Bisto is
Same way.
Yeah, but I'm excited to talk about that. I'm sure the live chat next week will be totally full of love for Rob Zombie. No hate whatsoever because he's everyone's favorite director. But you know what? We're going to tackle it full steam ahead. I'm excited, Justin. How you feeling?
I'm really excited for it because I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan, both music and movies. And there's not, I mean, I'll give you my opinions on each one, but I don't think there's one that I dislike. So, well, except for El Super Bisto. That one I'm not too much crazy about.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, guys, look, I don't know about Justin. I can't speak for Justin, but I had a great time today. I have a great time every Monday. Justin tells me he always has a great time, but I don't know if he's just trying to butter me up.
I do not, because I love doing this and I look forward to it every Monday. You got me into wanting to do a lot of live. You got me into wanting to be a part of live streams. Like I didn't, before I started doing live streams with you, and I did a couple before, I didn't know how I would feel about doing live streams, but I absolutely love it. So,
yeah. And I wanted to say to you too, my friend, I didn't tell you this last week, but happy Pride Month. I hope that you are having a good month so far, and I hope it continues. Yeah, it's guys, I'm having a blast. This is so fun. Next time, if I want to say really quick to everyone, I know I speak for Justin too. Jill, Jeffrey, Ronnie, Charlie, Sarah, Christian, goodness gracious, I'm trying to remember all these names. Tony, Bill, every single person that's been in here, Antonis, Doug. I'm just like scrolling now to see all the comments to see who was in here. Corny, everyone, every single one of you that it comes here every week. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. And it means the absolute world. And we have a new watcher now, Jill, thanks to Christian bringing her over here to my channel. And she ended up liking my stuff. So great. We got a new weekly listener.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And I can't wait for next week. What about you, buddy?
Oh, I can't wait for next week. And I same here. I love you guys. You guys, I mean, I have fun doing this with Nick. I love doing this every Monday. Again, I look forward to it. It's my Mondays. But the questions that you send us, the chats that you send us, the comments, I just absolutely love it. So thank you guys so much. Everybody who joined today, thank you.
Cornelius, I agree. I see your comment. I've been itching to stop at the humidor on my way home at the wine shop and get one. So absolutely, my friend. Don't think I forgot. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. We love you. I hope you guys are happy, healthy, safe. Happy Pride Month to everyone out there.
Happy Pride.
Let's have a great month. Let's have a great week. Let's tackle it, and we'll see you back here unless we do a commentary later this week. We might see you guys before Monday. Well,
and enjoy the last thing before we go. Enjoy life, be happy, and just love life. Always be you. Like I always say that. Always be you.
yes. So without further ado, we're going to end this bad boy, but it was great. We can't wait to see you guys next week. Have a great week. Love you all.
Love you all. Bye, guys.